At Makerere University, I teach a course called Men, Masculinities and Development. I do research on how to research masculinities. So I focus on the qualitative methodologies that help into researching masculinities as an aspect of the broader gender relation. We've had evolution of gender discourse in Uganda that hardly focuses on men as gendered subjects. I hoped to inspire anybody working towards positive change amongst men. They are products of social processes, and that in moments like this of COVID disruptions, they are likely to change. They are likely they're not likely to remain static in the roles they do, in their capacities and vulnerabilities. So it is largely a call moving forward to look at how the broader gender discourses can embrace such kind of conscious and reflective processes to sort of overcome the danger of a single story, if I can say, the danger of a single story of focusing on women universally as the victims of gender oppression and men as perpetrators, but rather to look at if men and women are social products or products of social processes, how are their roles and expectations likely to change when such a disruptive global force happens? And I looked at how Ugandan men were responding to the lockdown that came with the virus. Being sent from work, from public spaces to home with the regulation to stay home. And then men from, you could see from our WhatsApp groups, our Facebook pages, people were sharing messages around humor on how men were struggling to cope being at home. And that is when I started seeing, possibilities of male vulnerability, but also creativeness around, how men were trying to cope up with staying at home, looking after children, venturing into kitchens. Some had never known where the kitchens are in the house. And so I started looking at, one, understanding these disruptions as creating an opportunity to look at ways of nurturing positive lifestyles amongst men. They are no longer going out to drink in groups. They are no longer going out to, to hang out in clubs and football, football arenas. They were hanging in the home, a space that has been known as feminine for some time. I was looking at how different messages that were being shared on social media, how men were venturing into parenting and childcare. A number of them, taking selfies, carrying their children on their backs, playing football in their compounds with their children. There's one that trended recently with a retired politician drying the hair of his wife. And these are some of the things that we hardly thought that men were capable of doing. And these are things that, in some ways have been understood as creating peaceable moments in the home where the contribution of the man and the contribution of the woman is being seen in real time. So it is those moments where men started venturing into roles that they hardly perform in normal circumstances, if I can call it normal circumstances. And the traditional division of roles that, men being active and functional in the public sphere and relegating the domestic sphere to women. And this time coming into the domestic sphere and being able to participate in some of the activities that they talk about as having never thought they were capable. I think it requires an understanding to know that both of us have I don't know if I can say both of us have the potential and the capacity to be, but also to be sensitive and know that certain expectations about men and certain expectations about women are likely to change when we are in crisis. So we should not expect men or women to be the same, to behave the same, to act the same, even when we're experiencing a crisis.